guys, welcome to yet another declutter. Today is part 2 of my drugstore slash affordable makeup collection, where I will be going through and giving you so many reviews on all of my affordable cheek products. Liquid cream bronzers, powder bronzers, blushes, highlights. Those are the categories today. If you missed it, my part 1 declutter was for pretty much the base products: primer, foundation, concealer, setting powder, setting sprays. And we're moving on to the cheeks today. You guys know I'm in full nesting mode as we speak, and I'm just cleansing every drawer in this house. As always, just a little disclaimer, I have all of this makeup for my job. Having these products around me helps keep me inspired and gives me content to work with across all platforms. So the amount that I have is not normal. The amount that I keep is not normal, but I'm so grateful to do this anyways for a job. And if when you watch my declutters, this is not going to be one of those declutters where I declutter 50% of my collection. I just get rid of old things and things that are not relevant anymore for the job. So that is my mental when it comes to decluttering this stuff. But I love doing these declutters because 1, I get to feel cleansed, and 2, you get a lot of reviews of what's out there on the market because I have a lot of what is out there on the market. So without further ado, I do have a lot of affordable cheek products, and they are absolutely overflowing my drawers. I already have liquid and cream bronzers laid out right here, so let's get into it. Alright guys, here's all of the liquid and cream bronzers in my collection. So I have all of my bronzing drops here. We have some liquid form here, my cream form here, and then all of my sticks, which I did not realize I had such an intense stick collection. So let's get started with the bronzing drops. I know for a fact I will not be keeping this one. I just don't think the undertone in this one is very special. This one is from Makeup Revolution, so I'm gonna drop this. I don't love this category of product to begin with, but I do occasionally use them for reviews and whatnot, but I don't see myself using that. Milani, if I had to give you a favorite, is one of my favorite because they are very, very smooth. So I'm gonna actually keep both of these because this is my favorite bronzing drop from the drugstore. We have MCO Beauty, which is a dupe of, I think Drunk Elephant was who they were originally duping, and they do very, very good dupes. So I'm going to keep this for potential dupe videos. I am going to declutter the Physicians Formula Bronzing Serum. Not anything bad to say about it. I have other Physicians Formula products that I prefer, and like I said, just not my category of product that I like. And then lastly, we have the e.l.f., which e.l.f. is such a popular brand. I'm going to keep it, but it's fine. It's a little too gold for me. Now going into the liquid category here, we have the e.l.f. ones, which I think are really, really nice. I think they did a good job with these. Low-key, Physicians Formula has one of my favorite liquid bronzers. I think this one is fantastic. You get so much product. It's very smooth to apply. I just hate the packaging, but it's so, so good. Another MCO Beauty dupe, which is really nice. And then Physicians Formula also came for Charlotte Tilbury a little bit. I mean, all of these are coming for Charlotte Tilbury. I like all of these. I think Milani is really, really great. It's a little thicker. It lasts a little bit longer. And then e.l.f. has their version as well, which mine looks a little questionable. It just needs a little bit of a mixing. Don't worry too much about that. But all of these are nice in their own way. So I'm going to keep all of these. I don't think there's going to be too much that I declutter here. In terms of like the creams, I am only going to go ahead and get rid of the ColourPop Soul, which there's nothing wrong with this. I just don't really use it. But all of the others, like I really enjoy the Physicians Formula. This is a great dupe for Makeup by Mario. Palladio has a really nice one, which I think is a great dupe for the Say. It's a little slicker, but very, very good. We have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers, of course, which I think I'm going... Do I need all of these? Excuse me. Do I need all of these colors? You know what? They're so small. It's fine. Also, these are two of the best cream bronzer formulations on the market. They both perform very similar, both the Makeup Revolution and the Milani. So keep an eye out for these if you're on the lookout for good cream ones. And then, you know, I love Beauty Creations. I think they are the future of affordable brands. They just have really set a new standard. So I'm going to keep their little cream palette here. It's a little bit of a Makeup Forever dupe. All right, sticks. I'm a little overwhelmed here. I have a lot of different shades because I do like light colors. I like more contoury tones, but I also like bronzing tones, which is why I have a lot of 3s here. But I see this stick from Essence. This is the Baby Got Bronze. This is not very, very good at all. I mean, actually, I decluttered a more bronze tone. I didn't realize I must have gotten this in a PR package. This is more of a contour tone. But anyways, I don't love this formula, so I'll get rid of this. And then Makeup Revolution, they also have this stick. This also came out in a line of blushes that you'll probably see. And this is fine. This gets the job done, but I have much more exciting options in front of me. So I'll declutter that. Let's see, some of my favorites here that I absolutely won't be decluttering will be the Morphe. This blends out so easily. I mean, Physicians Formula can put down a bronzer, wouldn't you know? This Butter Glow and Go, it also has a blush stick on the side. Both sides are absolutely amazing, so I'll keep that. Also really love Beauty Creations bronzer sticks. I have, again, a more toasty shade and a more neutral shade, so we'll keep those. I have this CoverGirl Contour Balm. I don't remember, did I have more bronzy tones of this? Anyways, I keep this because this is a great, really gray contour tone. And then not all of these are bronzers, but this is a new product from Maybelline this year. These are the Lifter Sticks. So you can do a lot of different things with these. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the shade 20. Well, no, this is supposed to be like my all over shade, my brightening shade, and my contour shade. And since it's a new product, I do need it for review purposes. And then that leads us into this next category of sticks that I've left behind. These I have like a multitude of shades of. So let's see. These ColourPop sticks, I don't think I need 3. Okay, Moonstone Beach is definitely too dark. So we'll get rid of that. And then I'll keep my other 2 tones here. We have the Catrice Magic Shaper. So these have a highlight on one side and then a contour on the other side. I see this one is completely unused. So there we go. That's an easy way to narrow it down. But again, one of these, you know, I'll use to contour my nose with, and then I'll use to contour my face with. I like it a little bit deeper. These are pretty good. And then we have the Makeup Revolution version, which I have the light version of, which is actually too light for me. I like the lightening side, but the medium, see, I like the light side of the light, but I prefer the bronzing side of the medium. So I have one that I prefer for each. I think I'm just going to keep the medium because I have other options for brightening stick, which would be the Maybelline, and in the Essence you'll see too. Then we have the Wet n Wild Duo and a contour stick. This ends up in my collection periodically. This looks crazy. Wait, this looks old. Do you see that? Is that mold? Wait, what? This is fairly new. I'm actually really shocked by that. Huh. Okay. I was going to keep this. Now I'm not. Okay, and then finally, we have the Essence Contouring Duo Sticks. And why do I have so many? You know? So we have fair, light, and medium. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the fair, and I'll keep the light and medium. And then overall, we are decluttering 10 different options here. So a little better. Wow, my powder bronzer collection seems kind of small compared to everything else. But you know what, you guys? The Drugstore has amazing powder bronzers. Like some of my all-time favorites just in general are in this collection here. So first off, Kimchi Chic. I really like this bronzer a lot. I don't have any issues with this. I am, however, going to declutter it because I haven't reached for it and the color is just slightly warmer than what I've wanted to reach for, and I just think the Drugstore has better options. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't love the shade, but it's still a good product. L'Oreal has a amazing creamy bronzer. Maybelline City bronzer has been my favorite powder bronzer for quite some time. It just goes on like butter. I am going to declutter the ColourPop Super Shock bronzers. They no longer sell these, so that's just for work purposes. Physicians Formula, as you know, are very known for their Butter Glow bronzer. So I have the classic Physicians Formula, which I'm going to keep. And this one's fairly new. It's the bronzer and blush combo. I love this as well, so I'm going to keep that. This was one of my all-time favorite affordable bronzers, but unfortunately I don't have a need for it, so get rid of that from Flower. But luckily the Revolution version exists. This is a great powder bronzer. I do think the Flower's a bit better, but we get what we get. This is the super creamy Milani bronzer. At some point I need the shade number 1 because this is a little bit too dark for me, especially in the winter time, but it is super duper silky. And then this is the primer infused bronzer from e.l.f. and then which is fine. It's not like an all-time favorite, but it's fine. And then the NYX Buttermelt, which is a very viral one. I don't love the color that I have, but okay. I'm only getting rid of 3, but there was not much in the collection to begin with, so I'm happy about that. Highlighters. I have all of my creams and liquids over here and all of my powders, which after doing some research, gosh, powder highlighters at the drugstore, I feel like are a bit of a dying breed here. But let's push these to the side and focus on the creams and liquids. So I have pretty much every shade of the L'Oreal Lumi Glass because I did a partnership with them. And these are pretty nice, but I don't need every shade. So I'm just gonna see which ones I feel as though I could get rid of. Ooh, I like that one. See, and these all will look similar, but then again, I'm like, but I like them. Okay, I'll get rid of Glassy Pink Ballet, but this one is so pretty too. I like these. I'm not a huge cream and liquid highlight fan overall. I still do review them because I feel like for somebody who hates them, then I can actually really weed out the ones that are good and bad. I do think this one is a little bit too golden, and I think I'm happy to keep these 3 because I do really like this almost for bare skin. It's a great Merit dupe. Let's see, CoverGirl has some as well. So we have this gorgeous rosy color and then also this one. The problem with really light ones though is I feel like they can make the skin look a little textured. Like I don't need both, but I guess I'll, like I like to layer this one over a blush, whatever. I'm keeping both. I don't have a lot. I really hate this from Pixi. I don't understand the hype. It ruins my makeup, but I do keep it because there is so much hype around it. I have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands. So this is like the Charlotte Tilbury Coffee Cat section, but I'm going to keep these. I'm going to keep Milani's version as well, which is okay. I will be decluttering this one from Lottie London. I just don't think it's very good. And I do think MCO Beauty did a good job of duping Charlotte Tilbury's, and I feel as though it's very high quality. So these are completely unopened because I replaced them. However, when I was looking online, it looks like they're trying to phase these out of the range, which is a shame because as someone who's so picky, these are very, very good from Makeup Revolution. They're the bright light highlighters, but for my job, I have to get rid of them. Not particularly keen on either of these. However, I like to keep them just to have one of the formula since ColourPop is still selling them. And one of my favorite drugstore liquid highlighters is this one from Physicians Formula. It is gorgeous. probably looking here, liquid-wise, this one's my favorite. This Flower Beauty Day Glow was really, really nice as well if you liked that balmy kind of product. So I'm going to get rid of it, but I want to give it to one of my friends because it's very, very nice. I'm also going to get rid of this Catrice All Over Glow Tint. I just feel like the skin eats these up. They don't really do anything, so I'm going to get rid of that. And this is a very, very new product, so it's very much still usable. I just didn't like these colors on me. They looked too white on me, which I probably should have been able to tell. This is called Frosty the Snowman, but didn't end up liking these on me. And that's it for liquid highlights. Wow, I actually got rid of a lot. Now, powder highlights, I was looking, and I just feel like so many of these have been discontinued. For one of the best, glowiest, most scrumptious highlights, the Pixie one. Pixie, why did you discontinue this? I'm sick about that. I very hit or miss when it comes to Pixie. They honestly have very few products that I love. This was one of them, and they discontinued it. So, unfortunately, this one will go. I fear they're trying to phase out this Revlon Skin Lights highlighter as well, but it's still hanging on. There's some stock at Walmart, so keeping this one. I like this one. I also really like the Kimchi Chic one as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. Catrice has a very, very nice, affordable highlighter formula. I'm gonna keep that. I am going to declutter this. This was a great little quad though. So this is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow Quad that came out with a limited edition collection, but since all of these shades were limited edition, has no use in my collection, but I think the idea of this was fantastic. Same thing with these guys. I love ColourPop's Valentine's Day collection. Their Valentine's Day collection and their holiday collections, I think, always eat, as the kids say. But they don't sell this anymore. They've completely repackaged these. So I'm gonna pass these on. Makeup Revolution has a lot of highlighters. So they have this one. Honestly, I don't even think I've used this one, so I can't give you a review on this one. But this is one that they tend to keep in their range. I feel like it's a permanent item for them, which is very rare for Makeup Revolution. If a product doesn't sell, baby, they get rid of it. But these are super nice. I really like these highlights. What are they called? I don't even know. But these ones are so, so good. And I would normally get rid of this one, but I actually love it as an all-over single shadow on the lid. So keeping all of these. I don't love this color from L'Oreal. It's a gold shade, but it's the only one I have of this formula, so I will keep it. And then this one's kind of a classic from the drugstore. And then these had a moment in time. This was during the very bright white metallic highlighter phase in 2016 that these were popular. I do believe they're phasing these out, but they still are available, so I'll keep them. And that's it. I mean, okay, we really whittled this down. How many am I decluttering? 1, 2, 3. This is 4, actually. Count it as 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. That is actually a lot, but I feel like the highlighter industry or that section of makeup has not been focused on lately. More so on the creams, if anything. So I actually had a lot of old, outdated products. Now, I'm not sure this organization is going to stay permanent because I'm hoping I can clear up some of the top drawers. Because, I mean, I have a lot of sections here. Liquid bronzers, powder bronzers, highlights, and setting sprays. But for now, I'm going to try and put them in a somewhat organized fashion in here. But we'll see. Okay, yeah, there was no way all of that was gonna fit in this drawer, even with the declutter. So, TBD on where the highlights are gonna go. But this ended up being like the bronzer / setting spray drawer. So setting sprays are in the back, and then I have liquid bronzing drops, cream bronzers, liquid bronzers. I have some sticks here. more sticks, and then powder here in this section, which it is nicely organized this way. But you know what we have to go over next? This is crazy. So say hello to my blush drawer. I can't even get it in camera. This is insane. So this isn't even all my blushes. You'll see why I felt this was an overwhelming task, section, if you will. I have more, but first let's get all of these separated from powders and creams. Lo and behold, my liquid and cream affordable blush collection. We have all types. I mean, this was a booming category this year, and I have to say, when it comes to the affordable market, they do a very, very good job. I like to have lots of options for colors, for certain looks, for viral colors that might pop off. Just giving myself those options in case I ever need to look for like any close dupes or anything. But let's get into it. So I'll start off up here. These are more of the cream format. I think the Milani Cheek Kiss are really nice. They're nice. They're a little slicker than what I normally prefer. But these are the 4 main shades that they have. And these 2 that I have were limited edition. And these are actually unopened anyway. So I definitely want to give these away to some people that can use them. But really good formula, but a bit on the slick side. I think these are super underrated and they're only $4. These are, or $5, excuse me. These are the Profusion Cream Blushes. So these I feel like are such a hidden gem, which is why I'm holding on to these. Love recommending these, and they're beautiful colors. Honest Beauty, it's been a while since I've looked at the brand, but they've completely changed their makeup. Honestly, I think they've stepped away and, you know, they're doing their body care, their baby products, which I did buy some for my baby. But anyways, this one was really nice, so I'm sad that they no longer sell it. But this one was old anyway, so it was going to get decluttered no matter what. I have a few e.l.f. putty blushes, which are very much still a very popular blush formula. I like this blush formula. I don't think it's anything, you know, groundbreaking. This is a color that I have not yet broken into yet, or either that or I replaced it. But e.l.f. is a brand a lot of people have, so I like to have their products on hand. I honestly find this Morphe product to be a little bit overhyped. This definitely went through a super duper viral phase, and it's fine. I'll use it. But it's a little wet looking and Vaseline-y looking on the cheeks for me. I'm surprised that's all that I have really in the cream format. If you've watched me for a while, you know I do not like these Pixie Beauty blush formulas, but they continue to be a super viral product. So I just have to continue to hold on to them because I'm telling you, these keep popping up in videos that I make. So that's definitely a review purpose thing. This MCO Beauty, I think they have great dupes. I mean, you've heard me talk about them on and off throughout the declutters, but this is one where it's never really been relevant, or I've never reached for it, so I'm gonna give that one up. These Lottie London Cheeky Kiss cream lipsticks and blush sticks, so nice. One of the few products that I think works well for both cheeks and lips. That said, I am trying to reduce the brands that I cover just to make it a little easier for me to keep track, and Lottie London did not make the list for brands I'm reviewing in 2026 unless something goes off or crazy. So, sorry, they're getting the boot. But if I wasn't in this position, I would definitely hold on to these, but we have other options here, so it's fine. Other sticks that I have. The CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancers. These are like a balmy stick. They're decent, not an all-time favorite of mine, but these are a new product. I love these. These are from Beauty Creations. These are very, very affordable and super duper gorgeous. These are everything I love in a blush stick formula. So I undoubtedly plan on keeping these. These are one of my favorite affordable blush sticks. Guess we'll continue over here with the rest of the blush sticks. So these are the Marbled blushes from Makeup Revolution, which I think are fine. They have this really beautiful marbled texture to them. I don't think they're a remarkable formula. I do love this shade, Peachy Pink. I did reach for this one a lot. They get the job done, and Makeup Revolution I feel like has really upped their quality. I know I got rid of the bronzer version, but I think the blushes are a little better. So I'll hold on to those. I have a few random blush sticks here. One of my favorite underrated ones is this one from Palladio. I think it gives the freshest look to the cheek. This is in the shade I'm Blushing. I think it's stunning. I wore it all of the time in Miami when I was dealing with that humidity. This was incredible. So I love this blush stick. I don't so much love this blush stick from Wet n Wild. I just feel like it never looks very smooth on my face. However, I find myself repurchasing this. I've repurchased this multiple times because I've come up with video ideas in which this was relevant, since Wet n Wild is such a affordable brand and it's kind of giving a little luminoso. I'll give this another chance, but this might be on the chopping block next time. I don't think any of these I'm going to get rid of because these are mostly individual formulas that I keep for reference to the brand. All of them are in that pinky peachy tone that I really love. So not super in love with the blush sticks from ColourPop, but they get the job done. I think Milani has nice stick formula, and I really like that they have a luminoso stick formula. So that is their kind of signature shade. And I can't believe e.l.f. is still selling these. I'm waiting for them to discontinue these. And they're $6 now. I feel like I used to pay like $1 for this. And this shade, Glimmered Guava, it looks horrible on my face. I don't really recommend this. Don't buy this. But if I ever do a worst of e.l.f. video, this one will be in it. We'll do like the squishy tube portion next, because I know there's a lot that I'm not gonna hold on to. Like these from Hard Candy, I did not like these at all. I don't really like the way that they blend into the cheeks. I also don't like the colors. So Hard Candy, there's some products I'm keeping from them, some I'm not. For the most part, I'm not focusing on the brand this year, but they do have some bangers. These ones, they just don't stand out. Now, you know Flower Beauty has to go, but these were some of the first liquid blushes I've ever used, and I loved these for years. So these hold some nostalgia for me, but they're gonna go. And one of the last products that they actually launched were these liquid blushes, which are gorgeous. So I cannot wait to give these to my friends because they are still pretty new condition. But I'm gonna get out of my drawer. This is MCo's Beauty's take, I believe, on the Glossier. I haven't reached for these, so I'm going to say I don't need them. What else do we have? We have the Halo Glow Beauty Wands from e.l.f., which are a decent take on this Charlotte Tilbury. I think I like the contours a little bit better than the blushes, but they're okay. MCo Beauty, while I did get rid of the tubes, I really do think they did a good job duping Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, these are pretty undetectable of the difference between these and the OG, so definitely holding on to these. I really, really like these. They're a phenomenal dupe. And then I also have the collection from Milani of their liquid blushes. These are hit or miss. Some shades are totally fine, and then some shades I find apply a little patchy or just don't look very smooth on the face. So I've had inconsistent results with these, but they are a pretty popular product. One of my favorite liquid blush formulas, I mean, Juvia's Place, I wouldn't exactly call it an affordable brand, but it's not, you know, Sephora price point. I love, love, love their liquid blushes. I've ended up over time getting rid of the deeper colors and giving them to my friends. I have a friend with a deep dark complexion, and these are just like the best blushes on her, so I always try to give her those when I get Juvia's Place stuff. But these are all the colors that I've held on to and going to continue to love these. Another liquid blush formula, the Lumi liquid blushes, which I find to be a little inconsistent. Some shades I think apply very nice, and some I have not loved. I actually put this in like a couple worst of videos, a few shades here. I wouldn't necessarily recommend these, but you can get these to look pretty. I think blush is just one of those things where it's not that hard to formulate. As long as it doesn't break up your makeup underneath, you can get them to work. Profusion is one of those underrated formulas. Again, I really enjoyed their cream pot formula, but they also have this soft matte liquid blush formula, which is so, so good. One of my favorites. Oops. Love how affordable these are. So definitely holding on to these. The e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes, very nice. Really like these, like the way they blend into the cheek, but sometimes they can stick a little bit. So you gotta be careful, but for the most part, I still like these. If I'm being honest, haven't used the ColourPop liquid blushes that much. I definitely would not continue to grow my collection of these, but I do cover ColourPop, so we'll hold on to these, and these are still very much a hot seller from them. Going to declutter this Diamond Filler Physicians Formula blush. I mean, it's a very, very average formula. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not going to use it that much. Physicians Formula I focus on for certain categories like bronzer. The blush, not really. So I'm going to declutter that. These launched this year from Moira, the Love Steady Shimmer Blushes. I wanted to love these because I love Moira, but honestly, these looked quite patchy on my face. The shimmers just weren't flattering, and these are very, very new. So I'm going to see if any of my friends want to try it out and see if it works for them. I got the whole range, and luckily I had only tried these two since these just don't work for me. So we'll give those away. And then lastly, don't love these shades of the Maybelline Sun Kisser liquid blushes, but these were very viral. I don't understand because I don't love them. They kind of soak right into my makeup and then they just make it look textured with the way that the shimmers are. I don't love these, but they're very, very popular. So I guess they're staying with me. And then in terms of decluttering, I have 22 blushes that are going off to better homes. Except for this one. I think this one and these small ones are old. The rest are new enough to be given away. This one's going to be really quick. I just had in a separate bin all of my multi-finish little palettes or duos. So powder blush, cream blush. So all of these, I only have 3 different formulas. Like we have the Catrice Blush Affair. I think these are really nice, very underrated. So I definitely want to hold on to these. I can see myself talking about these. And then these Morphes are super duper hot right now. I mean, Morphe is a brand to watch, I think, for 2026. So definitely want to hold on to these. These are pretty good. I mean, I still think I like the one size better, but really, really good. I will be decluttering these from Makeup Revolution. I just don't think the quality is there. The highlight is really, I don't know how to describe it. It just doesn't stick to the skin very well. You can make the cream work fine. You can make the powder work fine, but nothing stands out about these. They feel cheap to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and declutter these. You guys, I'm so upset. I was just making sure, seeing and checking what is still available and what got discontinued since the last time I checked, and oh my gosh, the drugstore has gotten rid of so many powder gems. It makes me want to go back to the drugstore and buy more to find what's new, because clearly my collection is outdated. Let's see. I think this is really beautiful. I think last year I decluttered most of the shades, which I'm kind of regretting because these are gorgeous, from Koki. I like that. Okay. These were some of the best neutral blushes that the drugstore had to offer. Burt's Bees blushes, Toasted Cinnamon. These no longer exist. Isn't that sick? These were the best. I mean, I get it. Burt's Bees isn't really doing the makeup thing. But they did have the best blushes. But gotta go. Gotta make space. I believe Almay has or is trying to declutter their Healthy Hue blushes. I think you can still find a few shades on Amazon. These were my all-time favorite blush. Like, pretty much. Not just drugstore. And I'm keeping them. I don't care if they're being discontinued. They're the best. They give the prettiest glow. Can't believe the Essence Satin Touch blushes. Nowhere to be found. So Catrice Air blushes. Now these ones I didn't use very often anyways. They're fine formula. Powder blushes are not hard to formulate. But again, I can't believe those are being discontinued. You can see Flower Beauty, obviously, will be getting decluttered. At least I'm making space. Kimchi Chic. This is not being discontinued. It's a really beautiful pinky blush, so I'll hold on to this. I was about to declutter it, but I'm so mad right now. I'm keeping them. We also have the Juvia's Place. These are the blush duos, and they are very, very large. You get a lot of product in these, and they have very, very vibrant colors. And obviously, I've kept the lighter ones, which are still quite vibrant, here for myself. I don't really love orange blush on myself too much, but I do use, I don't like this shade, but I like this shade. Anyways, e.l.f., I didn't realize this. They discontinued their bite-size face duos. These launched like 5 or 6 years ago. So that'll go. But e.l.f. does have one of the best, just classic rosy blushes. This is always rosy from them. It's their primer infused formula. Really nice, really affordable. Milani actually recently, I don't know if they reformulated, but they definitely are repackaging and remarketing their baked blushes. They also have their bronzers and highlights redone as well. So I'm going to get rid of Peach of Me. It's never been used, so that'll be great. I happen to have 2 Luminosos, so I'll get rid of that. But I don't know, I'll have to look into if these were reformulated or not and see if I need to pick up the new ones, because these are kind of a drugstore classic. Milani also, I believe they still have this in their line, Romantic Rose. I mean, how beautiful is this? It's just like a neutral wearable blush. We have the Essence Baked Blushes. These are really nice. I mean, they're definitely very, very glowy. So if you don't like glowy, you won't like these. These have a little bit of a slippery feeling, which I don't love, but they do look pretty on the cheeks. And then finally, we have the ever so popular Buttermelt Blushes from NYX. I debated decluttering had butter because I don't love an orange on me, but you never know for a certain look. So I'm so sad they're getting rid, or they have already gotten rid of some of my all-time favorite formulas. I'm gonna have to do some research. Let me know down below, what are some of your favorite powder blushes from the drugstore, formulas and shades? Definitely want to know, because this is a lacking category of education for me now. I was really behind the times here, because in total, these are the 18 blushes that I'm getting rid of. I'm like, I might have to hold on to Toasted Cinnamon for the nostalgia, for dupes. Like, as in, I'm on the hunt to find a dupe for this. So this is just for self-serving purposes, but the rest I'll get rid of. Like, but this is such a beautiful neutral pinky blush. They really have the best wearable colors. Why did we stop buying these? So they stopped making them. And the Catrice. Okay, bye. Okay, so I definitely think, you know, we're gonna have to reorganize these drawers. But for now, because I still have highlighters that need put away, liquid blushes, and powder blushes, but I have so many cream blushes. I'm just gonna see if I can find a way to organize all of these cream blushes, and then we'll circle back here, because I just have a lot of like formulas. What I mean is a lot of the same formulas in different colors, so I would like to organize them, if possible, together. So let's see. So that will conclude part 2 of my affordable makeup collection declutter focusing on just the cheek products because there was a lot to go over, and it felt so nice to dig into those and to get those all organized and cleansed. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you were maybe on the lookout for some quick reviews of some drugstore products, I didn't realize over time how much has been discontinued on the drugstore market, but yeah, it's a lot. I'm actually a little upset about it. But anyways, make sure you stay tuned. At some point I will be uploading. I don't know if I'm going to combine eyes and lips together because I don't have a lot of eye products. So I think we'll see when we get there. That's going to conclude this portion of the declutter. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it relaxing, had it in the background, and maybe somewhat helpful, hopefully. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.